Tomorrow I'll be painting the 4Runner. This is the last goodbye to this white paint. I'll be painting it because of several reasons. From a distance it looks amazing, but when you actually get up close, there are areas where it is currently rusting. That's a big no-no. And also, when I went to the tread lightly trail, it tore up the paint real bad. I'm not sure if you can see it because of the reflection, but it's in a really bad state. And it is a trail vehicle, so it's not a really big deal, but it also has some rust up here that you can't really see unless you actually look for it. And I'm gonna take this to keep this vehicle for a really long time, so it's really important for me to upkeep it. And rust is one of the things that kill vehicles, and I don't want that. See, my hood is shipping off. If you actually look in here, there's some rust in here, and right there on the fender. Even though it's not an issue, but everything else, like on the actual body, that's not good. And that's why I'm painting it. I really love this 4Runner, so I'm trying to take care of it. So yeah, I'm gonna be removing everything on here to paint it tomorrow. This is day one, and this is what we accomplished. We just sanded down major areas. Tomorrow we're gonna finish up and sand it down even more. Try to remove all the spots that got rust on it. We'll continue tomorrow and actually paint 4Runner. We had a late start today. Finally got done with masking. Pretty much. Just helping out with the hatch.
Not pajamas.
Not pajamas today. Now time for primer, certain areas, and adhesion promoter, and boom. So here is the end result. Freshly painted. 60 psi. Foot to foot and a half. We kept having problems with the gun because it kept getting clogged even after cleaning it and everything. Something just kept happening to it. And I couldn't fully, as you see here, certain spots were like thicker than others, but it's not bad. Up there was rusting, so I'm so happy I caught it. That's the main reason why this was painted. Right here, the gun got clogged up real bad and it started shooting real weird, and it made it do like this, make that kind of weird texture. It looks like it's just too much right there. Came out pretty good for the hood. It's still pretty fresh. So it'll darken up the color some. In this section I will do a quick overview what I purchased and where I purchased it from. I purchased on Amazon the custom shop U-Pole Raptor tintable liner. I bought that 8-quart kit because I was going to do the inside of my doors, but I'm not going to do that anymore because apparently you can leak unless you like thin it, and I'll just color match it inside one day. I purchased Raptor Adhesion Promoter 1K aerosol, but the issue with that is the cap wasn't actually came broken, so I couldn't use it at all, and it's too late to return it, so I wasn't able to use that adhesion promoter. I actually bought that from the Raptor store itself, so that's a bummer. Check your supplies first, everything, open the cap and everything before you even, it's too late to return it. I also purchased Raptor Edge Primer 1K aerosol spray because you will need to use that for bare metal because it has acid number 5. It's a specialty um, kind of acid that's for this kind of paint. I also bought the tint from Custom Coat Camouflage Series 3, the custom shop also, third party seller. I bought a 8-pack because you need one per quart. So I bought the Desert Tan Third Color 33 446. You can actually buy the tint from another seller and just match it up. I also purchased plastic shading automotive masking tape that has tape on one side that is 3M that made it super easy to actually use. It's blue, as you see in the video. It made everything super easy to mask and not having to utilize the tape too much. And talk about tape, I purchased a 3M automotive refinishing masking tape 388N 36mm by 55 meters yellow, and I use that because if you use other certain type of masking tape like the one for like painting a house, the adhesion might be too much on your seals, weather seals, and it might look ugly and be a pain to remove, but that's actually made for that. Additionally to this, I bought a dual action sander from Lowe's that had a really low SCFM consumption rate, so I could utilize it in my air compressor. The air compressor I utilized was the 4.7 gallon inch 200 psi high performance vertical shop air compressor from Harbor Freight. They actually had a 25% coupon, so that was a good deal. They're usually $400. I would advise you buy some gloves because all these chemicals you're using can damage your skin. You will need to buy some sort of wax remover. Personally, I use lacquer thinner because that's what I was taught in my automotive shop in high school. Also, I would advise to buy a respirator automotive mask for this because when you are sanding it down, all that thin dust can get in your lungs, and that's very, very scary. And I'm not sure if this one actually has lead because before 2002, I believe paint had lead, white paint. Correct me if I'm wrong. But also, I would highly advise to measure your tint with a ratio automotive cup because the custom shop liner kit was actually kind of sketchy because all the bottles kind of came kind of open. There's one that had the lid actually cracked, so I couldn't use it, but thankfully they were a good third-party seller and they actually sent me 2 more with no complaints. I just had to send a picture to them, so thank you guys. But the bottles were kind of sketchy. The labeling was kind of like coming off. It looked like it was maybe old bottles or such. I'm not sure. The hardener that came with the kit too, I don't think it was sufficient hardener either because we like measured it like we're supposed to with another cup and poured it down the bottle, and it wasn't just sufficient hardener. Additionally, some of the bottles had excessive amount of material in it, so it wasn't measured correctly. I'm not sure if they like mixed the bottles themselves. I'm not sure, but it wasn't a good feeling because once you do that, you don't know how much amount of tint to actually apply in that bottle, and the tint color might change. But thankfully, it didn't turn out that bad. Additionally, with that custom shop gun that comes with it, the plastic trigger is very crappy. It doesn't really align with the other pin thing that you have to push in to actually spray the gun, and that was a complete pain in the butt to use. Having to think that you have to align that while you spray is a big job. You should focus on spraying and not having to look at your gun and making sure it will work or not work because it will literally, it's so flimsy, it literally goes side to side, that little plastic piece for the trigger. Additionally, when you press in the bottle inside the area where you put the bottle at on the gun, you have to make sure you don't over tighten it because we even had to use some pliers to remove it and almost twist the whole bottle completely. We were so scared that we weren't able to finish the job because it was just so tight in there. And even when I started to like tighten in the bottles there, like gently, somehow it will just lock up. I'm not sure if it's because of that vacuum section it's trying to do on there, and it might tighten it even more. But that's just, bottles are just so thin that once you try to remove it from that gun, it's a complete pain. So be very careful of that. Your job can probably get ruined if you're not able to remove that from that gun. I'm sure I missed a couple of things, but that's pretty much it what I used. I would highly advise to take your time on masking everything. Take your time, even the undercarriage where the frame is at. If you actually look, I didn't mask that because I never seen nobody do it, but I actually painted down there that little lip under the 4Runner because that was also white, and that overspray got under the undercarriage, and now that's painted. And also the rear fender, I only covered the wheel because I wasn't thinking some overspray was gonna go inside the inner fender, and it actually did. And now I have to repaint all of that, and that's fine. But yeah, just take extra time prepping. Make sure you get all the masking tape as tight as you can so you can get the most surface area out of everything. Additionally, the gun was getting clogged up and I wasn't able to successfully unclog the gun, so at the last section it kept doing that, even though after utilizing lacquer thinner and other methods of trying to clean the gun, for some reason there's just something in there that kept clogging it up. So don't stay in one section too long, if not you'll get some end results like I did. Like if you check the gas door, is actually a lot of overspray, like a lot of spray in that section. And because I wasn't thinking while I was spraying, because I was just so worried about that gun getting clogged up. Overall, this was a success and I'm very pleased with this job. I would highly advise doing this for two people, just so you both, one person can help you do this and you can do another thing, and just get it prepped as much as you can to get a very good end result. Just be careful painting the inside doors and such, because you will leak water inside because it's not a smooth surface, and Raptor liner is very textured, so the seal will not sit correctly. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe.